Okay, let's take a review to the text tools and what we can do with these tools for our text. Okay, let's grab to the text and select the text, and you see you have different options, different categories: source text, pad option, and more option. Source text is the actual text that you have inside of your timeline. For example, this text. This text is the source text, and you can animate it, and you can add expression or anything else. For example, if I add a stopwatch and create a keyframe for this, go to the 2 second and change the text. For example, delete this, and you see it's changing over the time. Okay, and the next one is very powerful, and it's animate your text along a path. For example, how can we do it? Let's grab our mask and create a path for text. You must select your layer first of all and drag the mask to the text and change the position of the mask. In pad option, select the mask one, and you see that your text is now animatable along this path that you have defined. And you can change the path reverse, for example, reverse the path. It's the prepend of the path, prepend of the words along the path, force alignment, this type of effect, and also first migrant that you can animate like this. For example, we can create a very simple animation by animating this like this, and you see that if I play this, you see this type of animation. That's very powerful, and it's helped a lot while creating our motion graphic. Okay, let's delete the keyframes and delete our path, also our mask. And in more option, this is a very important while we changing our anchor point. If you want to change the anchor point of each word, we can also use this, but it's not so important like other tools. Okay, in here we have a lot of other tools for text. For example, if I click in here, you see a large list of tools. The first one is a 3D character, and you can make each words and each character 3D by clicking of this. And you see a 3D icon in here that we don't want to talk at this lesson. We will talk about it in the 3D lessons in camera and light. Okay, the next one is the anchor point position and these all transforms. You can animate and you can change the value of each words in this text tool. For example, I want to change the position of each word. I simply click on this and change. And you can also have a range selector that you can select your range, you see, like this. And if I change a lot like this, you can animate the star at the end. And offset this over the time. And we have advanced options that you can adjust different parameters. For example, if I animate this over time like this and come in here, and you can adjust the amount of transition between these characters, and also the smoothness, easy in and easy out of that. You see easy high and easy low, and the randomness are okay. You can create amazing things with this. Delete this, and you can create all other transform properties. For example, opacity. Click on opacity and lower the opacity down, and at the range selector, animate the starting point. You can see the typewriting effect. And delete this in a scale. These are all the same, but just the effect is different. For example, if I scale it up this and change. And you may have seen a lot these types of effect and animation in the motion graphic projects and seen like commercials or other things. Okay, and let's delete this. And these are all transform properties. And also you can change the fill colors, for example, opacity for colors, or changing the colors from here. These are the same like this, but the effect is different. And also in tracking, you can track your each characters like this and create animation. And also in range selector, you can change the start and ending of that animation. Okay, and the another good point is line spacing and line anchor. For example, if I click on line spacing, because I don't have any other lines, because of that, there is no effect in here. If I have lots of multiple lines in here, it will work like other effects. The next one is character offsets. You can offset the characters like this, the matrix effect, for example. And you can also, by using a range selector, you can control the amount of transition between these effects. And also in blur, you can blur your characters like this, and you can animate this. You can also add different properties and selectors, range selectors, wiggly, and expression. For example, if I add wiggly, it creates a shaky animation for my words. For example, wiggly seconds, and put it above the range selector and animate this. You see, animate this like that, and if I play it, you see the wiggly animation from wiggly expression. And you can also add expressions that we will cover it on the advanced topics, using of expression, using of JavaScript codes to create things that we can do it manually, and by helping of expression we can create amazing things. Okay, we have learned a lot of tools in text tools, and in the next lesson we will create an example project and a typography project by using of these tools and what we have learned in the previous lessons.